So for today's show, whilst I show you my own recipe of how to make self-chocolate pudding, we'll be discussing what it takes to be an effective 21st century teacher. To answer this question, we'll be discussing three topics: understanding learner diversity, implementing ICT practices, and managing behaviour. Firstly, however, let's discuss my teaching philosophy. For those who don't understand the word philosophy, well, in an educational format, it represents what I believe as a teacher and provides a foundation for myself to look back to whilst I go throughout my years of teaching. My philosophy is as follows. Firstly, let's discuss understanding learner diversity. First thing we as teachers need to understand is that all students are different. Be that gender, race, religion, sexual orientation, effort put into a classroom. All things will make us realise that each have their own learning styles. And without the use of stereotyping, we as teachers should outwardly practice means of knowing our students and how they learn. Throughout my small amount of work during my observation pack earlier this year, I observed ways in which 21st century teachers relate to their students and how 21st century teachers don't relate to their students. A lot of you could see that as a bad experience, seeing the good side and the bad side of teachers during my prac. However, I'm happy I saw evidence of both sides. It shows me how important the new batch of teachers moving into high schools each year are. If a new collection of teachers are graduating from their studies and moving into their skills with philosophies that include such things as the hidden curriculum and diverse approaches to their work, Australian education will soon set the benchmark of an inclusive and diverse schooling experience. A situation I have witnessed during my prac involved a teacher who had prepared assessment items for our students. The assessment involves the students working silently, and the task was to answer just short answers to a piece of stimulus they were also given. Now, before the class had even started, the teacher had warned me that she knew of a small amount of students who would struggle, and she told me to observe what she had planned and watch to see if the students she had previously spoke about would use the work to their advantage. So the students sat down and they began their work. The teacher then said to the class if they were having trouble, they should watch the PowerPoint slides on the board. The teacher had preemptively prepared slides with smaller amounts of input based on the content they had prepared throughout the recent term. So for a lot of students, they didn't even take notice of the board. But for the students she had recently told me to observe, each and every one of them stopped their work and read the slides. The teacher told me that those students were at the bottom of the class by grade levels, and they all finished their assessments before anyone else, bar one. She told me after the class that because the students usually struggle with their assessments, and because they received the help they needed, they were able to work efficiently. This is a prime example of teachers using their knowledge of his or her students and using their differences to help them research their full potential and help them reach their full potential. After the break, we will discuss more ways in which ICT can be used to improve effective learning. See you then. EdUtopia, preparing 21st century teachers for their diverse classroom. And One School, keeping teachers connected. ICT. It's an everyday use. I use it to learn new recipes that will inspire me to make more recipes. I use it to keep in touch with old friends, and I know I'm not alone when it comes to using ICT. I think it's safe to say that we live in an advanced technological world. And for us, 21st century teachers, we can use ICT to help implement different strategies to assure our students are receiving the knowledge they need. Or to even explain their own ideas for their content, because we know that for the new generation of students, it's not how much content they can fit in here, it's to what standard can they critically think about a certain subject or topic, and how effectively can they portray their stance on the matter. And with ICT, student explanations have never been more creative and amusing. ICT allows students to move away from the usual nuclear family and helps bring forth aspects of learning that inspires learners to learn more and reflect more, given their expansive group of content throughout the world. Just like a recipe gives me an outline in which I can create a piece of art, technology can allow students to reach their full potential in all aspects of their school life. Schools are now implementing programs into their schools that allows them to own their very own piece of technology, be that laptop, iPads, and visual equipment. During a discussion I had with many other student teachers, we all spoke on how well schools now are using these programs and how user-friendly they prove to be for their students. ICT management, however, can prove to be the discerning factor in whether or not these programs will work in your school. As teachers, we need to ascertain whether or not technology will be used effectively for our students. I think that's an interesting point, see. More often than not, teachers are informing their students that these laptops and programs will help them receive the grades they wish to achieve, or force them or their caregivers to then pay for it. We're telling our students that to achieve their goals and to achieve the grades they need, they'll have to pay a little bit extra on the side. Now, the schools that get it right are the ones that include these technological devices into the school fees as a whole. The schools that solely use these devices to work with, be that for an assignment, homework, classwork, whatever, they have a firm grip on what they know works for their students and are at least an augmentation phase for their school. When we return, we will discuss aspects of what managing behaviour looks like and how it is done by a 21st century teacher. See you after the break.
The SAMA model, providing a framework to what it is to be an ICT classroom, and Prezi, providing an effective tool for 21st century teachers.
Managing classroom behaviour, I believe, will prove to either make or break a high school teacher. Classroom behaviour does not just revolve around keeping certain students from behaving badly, but also relates to keeping the atmosphere of the classroom positive as a whole, to ensure all students are staying on task and involving themselves as much as possible. However, to keep students on task, if you have students who are outwardly misbehaving, they serve to act as a threat to the atmosphere as a whole us teachers are trying to set. In saying all this, there are many strategies to ensure students are not misbehaving. During my prac, I witnessed countless examples of misbehaviour, but I did witness many strategies teachers use to control that behaviour. Two key examples are
I think happiness went that away. Sometimes you just have to wait.
Both examples show that the 21st century teachers implement strategies to ensure students keep up with their work, whilst ensuring a good standard of classroom morale is kept. As you can see, the pudding is complete, and hopefully many people around the world will enjoy the meal. Just like 21st century teachers, we have the ability to help students achieve their full potential by serving our students, whilst upholding our responsibilities in such areas as learner diversity, implementing practices to use ICT, and managing behaviour. I hope you've enjoyed the last episode of Cooking with Food. This is your host, Nicholas Drew, signing off.